Hey, shalom, shalom. So lucky I have to do a part 2 because something came up with my phone, so I will be going from where I left off. So these Edomites, the Most High uses them as a sword, as it says here in Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. So this is King David prophesying from the part of us Israelites, saying and praying to be delivered from the wicked, who are the Edomites, so-called white man, white race, which is the Most High's sword, weapon. And the weapon is used to punish us Israelites for not being obedient. Okay, and the sword, as in the weapons, is the blessing of the so-called white man. You know how to hunt, to use these guns, these knives. You know, and now the nuclear missiles, they are a sword. You know, and the blessing of war. You know, you look at the United States. If I remember it correctly, the numbers will be kind of off, but something like in 240 years of existence of United States, it has been war in like 236 of those years. I believe that's pretty close. So like the existence of United States, only 4 years they have not been in war. They are in war today in Middle East, and they have these standing camps, occupations, army occupations all over the world. Okay, and you know, they love this wars, you know, and these guns, and you know, to play with the swords. And you know, you look at this World War One and World War Two. Those are, you know, between Edomite countries, and it just demonstrates their love of the swords. You know, their blessing, and you know, their love on using them. Okay, so the so-called white man, his job is to be a sword for the Most High. You know, even though they don't know it, they are just working in the plans of the Most High. Okay, and here in Genesis chapter 27, it goes into it. So verse 38, and Esau said unto his father Isaac, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And this is because it was destined that Jacob got the real blessing. You know, so Jacob got the blessing of literally being the highest nation. Jacob, aka Israel, got the blessing of being, you know, the light of this planet Earth. You know, and that the other nations has to serve us. You know, this is part of the blessing here in verse 29. For us Israelites, let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. So how much the so-called white people, Edomites, have cursed us, it has to be, you know, returned as a boomerang for them. It says it right here. Okay, so we were given the blessing, you know, of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. So all this agriculture, you know, to literally be in what's the word in English, like symbiosis, you know, to be together with nature, you know, to thrive off the nature, you know, be cooperative with nature, you know, with the ground, with corn and wine, of the trees and be lords over it. That was the blessing that Isaac gave to us Israelites, to his son Jacob, and for other nations to serve us. By starting with the Edomites. Okay, and now because it has been done upside down, it has to be returned to the Edomites, the slavery. So here in verse 38, now Esau, because he missed that blessing, Esau missed the major blessing, the blessing that really counts. He said in verse 38, "Hast thou but one blessing, my father, bless me, even me also, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So the ancestor of the white race wept and cried like a loser. It's the reincarnation of Cain and first the serpent. Okay, and even Cain didn't know how to be, how to sacrifice in righteousness. And then he got jealous and mad because Abel knew how to do it. And us Israelites, we represent Abel right now. The elect of the Israelites represent Abel, and the Edomites represent Cain. Okay, the so-called white people represent Cain. And Isaac, in verse 38, his father answered and said unto him, "Behold, thy dwelling shall be fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." Okay, so by thy sword shalt thou live. So the blessing for the ancestor of the white race was the sword, the weapons, guns. Okay, and Esau hated Jacob of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, and Esau said in his heart, "The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob." So that's the exact same energy as Cain had towards Abel. Esau said in his mind that he will wait that Isaac passes off, and then he will kill Jacob. The ancestor of Israelites. Okay, and because since Renaissance, these Edomites have been in the ruler seat, and they have proved everyone. They have even proved the heathens and even the planet that they are not fit to be in the ruling seat, in the ruling position. You look at the state of this world right now. It says in Proverbs that when the wicked rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice. Paraphrasing. And right now the people are mourning. The trees are mourning, the animals are mourning, the air is mourning, is all polluted with these chemtrails, with all these factories and the smoke thereof. There's so much pollution everywhere, so much trash in the ground. All the foods, are gone. The food doesn't satisfy your taste. It doesn't really satisfy because it has been killed off with all these chemicals. When the foods are being prepared, they are being offered unto Satan, the spiritual demon. So it's important to purify the food you eat every single day in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. you know, to give us the protection, because we are eating poison. Even you go and you just take some normal, you know, meat and some rice of your local shop. It's game over. You know, it's not organic, it's not natural, it's not, even though if it says organic, you still not sure, because you weren't there, you didn't see the process how it got up. And that's why in the kingdom, you know, everything will be organic. You know, us Israelites, we will have our own lands, our own farms, if you will, you know, our own animals that will be, you know, made for the food. You know, we will have our own fields to have corn and all these ingredients, and in that way, in conjunction with the earth, it will be sweet, you know, and it will satisfy when you actually eat it. And also the wines will be organically made, because now when you buy and drink these wines, you know, there's all kinds of chemicals and poisons inside of it. So it's important to bless and cleanse these foods and drinks in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? So right now the earth is, you know, it's not in a place of rejoicing, and actually we are just at the spectacle of these Edomites losing the rulership of their now somewhat 500-600 year period. So here in Sirach chapter 10 verse 8 it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So as it says in Habakkuk 2, these Edomites have built their towns and their societies and their cities with blood. You know, first with Christopher Columbus. Then when they got up to the United States, first they took out Gad and Reuben, you know, and these northern tribes. And then they brought the southern kingdom in slavery, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And then they even went to West and Central Africa, where a lot of Israelites dwelt and still dwells in. And they went to colonize those countries to get economical and mineral, you know, resource benefits, and build their kingdom with that profit. So how can that kind of society stand? Come on. And the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So they got these riches by deceit, by ways that are not acceptable and pure in the eyes of the Most High. So now it has to be translated to us Israelites, which will happen when Yahweh Shai returns and set up the kingdom of Israel, where everything will be balanced out. You know, in this, you know, world of ours, it's impossible to escape from your evil intentions. There has to be a recompensation. It's a law. Okay? So, yeah, let me hit up one more scripture and then I'm off. So, we take Jeremiah 17 and 11, because we will be getting the goodies that the so-called elites are possessing today. So Jeremiah 17 and 11, as the partridge sitteth on eggs and hatcheth them not, so he that getteth riches and not by right shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool. Okay, so Partridge, a bird, sitteth warm, tries to warm up his eggs so that the baby birds can sprung up and live. As that Partridge bird doesn't see, the hatching of his eggs, it has been left in midway. Okay, and it talks about that in the Job 20th chapter, that the wicked, just when they are about to fill their belly, aka just when they are about to succeed with this new world order, boom, the Most High shall interpret. What's the word? The Most High will stop it. By Yahweh Shai coming back, and then, as it says here, they shall be as a fool. Okay, so he that getteth riches and not by right, the riches that the so-called white man and the elites thereof, because it's, the average white person, they don't really know, that much. They might know that, some of them, that the vaccine, is not useful, and there's a new world order agenda, and you should not take the vaccine, and especially the microchip, but even both. You shouldn't even take a COVID test, in my opinion. So some average so-called white people know that, but they don't know the history, they don't know why, from where it all began and how it's going to end. So the elites who are ruling, who are controlling the resources and the goings of this earth right now, bowing down to spiritual demon Satan, who is in order with the Most High anyway. So they have been getting these riches, and not by right, because they got them by deceit, as it says in Sirach 10 and 8. They shall leave the riches. And it says here in Old Testament with Genesis on Abraham, that the real riches are gold, silver, you have a lot of hectares of land, and you have these animals, these bulls, these lambs, these same as sheep, you have these goats, you have this kind of animals in your possession, you have a lot of land, and you have gold and silver. That is real riches. None of the so-called niggas who are made it in this world, if you put it that way, none of them have that. They just have some dollars with pictures of Edomites in the dollars, and then they're flexing with that in the music videos, not knowing that it's so stupid, because they don't have a lot of land in their possession, they don't have a lot of gold and silver, they don't have these animals in their possession, which are real riches anyway. And that's what we Israelites are going to have, and that's what these Edomite elites possess today. But because they got them by deceit, he didn't get them by right, these elites shall leave the riches in the midst of his days, and at his end he shall be a fool. And they will be made a damn fool. In the kingdom, even the heathens, they will be like, how is it even possible that these people were ruling this planet Earth? And that's what happened when as Israelites we go off, we receive punishment. And it says that in the Lamentations chapter 4 verse 21 to 22, I believe, that the time of our punishment, the time of the punishment of Israelites is now at an end, and now it's going to be translated to these Edomites. They are going to have to drink of the cup of the curses, of the punishments, because now they are chilling, you know. They have all these benefits. You have systematical racism. You can get a job in a heartbeat. You have all these worldly advantages that are gotten not by right, and it shouldn't be so, because we read in Genesis the 27th chapter that all the nations should serve the sons of Jacob, aka the Israelites, and that's what it's going back to. Okay? That's the end of this video. Shalom.